Hey y'all, today's video we're going to talk about the wooden toggle, how to make one, and the many uses for it. I got this idea from Dave Canterbury's video called the 10 Simple Knife Projects. I'll put a link in the description down below for that video if you're interested in checking it out. But basically for the toggle, it's a very useful item to have or to make in the camp. Basically what you do is you just bulldoze off the ends. And you don't make them this big, this is unrealistic, this is just so you can see it better on camera. But you bulldoze the two ends, and then you do a V-notch all the way around, circular, that way it catches your rope. And for a toggle, you don't need to go through all these steps. In fact, you can just pick up a twig off the ground and use that if you need to. But if you're planning on keeping this for a while, and using it for other applications other than just the one use that you're originally wanted to use it for, like keeping a tent up, like the Plowpoint shelter that I had. I'll put the link in that video in the description down below also. I think there I used a camp stake, if I remember right, but you can use a toggle. But so anyways, the toggle, again, you don't have them this thick, probably thumb size would be good. And in his video it described to bulldoze the two ends, make a circular V-notch, and that's all you do to it. It's a very simple project, very easy project to do, but it's very useful. As you can see behind me, I have my backpack standing on the tree. The reason why is because I have just a hank of cord. One side I have the bowline knot, and then the other side I just have a stop knot. And in order to make that, all I did was put this through the bowline knot, and then I had the toggle other end of it, just using a simple knot. There we go. So just a simple knot, and shoving this in there, and then the stop knot at the end, and then I just have that using my backpack. And then on that toggle I didn't even bulldoze the ends or make the knot. I just grabbed a piece of a stick, cut the two ends off, called it good. Another use that you have for the toggle is like you see here on the tripod. I have the toggle keeping my bush pot up. You do that for over the fire. Again, I just had a 6-foot hank of cordage, and on the tripod all I did was take the 3 sticks, put them together, take the hank of cord, wrap it around about 3 or 4 times, and then at the end I did the same knot. I think it's the lark's head knot, I believe it's called, and just put the toggle on there. And now it's keeping my bush pot up in sight for when I have the flame below it, and I can cook that way. Another option that you have with the toggle is if you want to do rope to rope connection. Again, I just have the same piece here, same piece, different rope. Again, I just have the bowline on this end, stick it through, and now you have a rope to rope connection. An application for that would be, for instance, if you're having a couple of 6 feet hanks of cord, but if you're tying out your tarp and that one piece of rope isn't long enough, this is a way that you can use it. That way you can have the 2 strings together, make it longer so you can tie up your tarp. Another option that you have is, speaking of tarps, like I said, for the Plowpoint, you can use that as a connection. Another option is if you have what's called the rapid deploy ridge line. It's a very famous ridge line. Dave Canterbury came up with it, and he's actually done a few modifications to it lately. But what you can do too is when you use the prusik loops on your tie outs or on your rope, on your ridgeline, you can use the toggle in between or on the prusik loop to hold on your tarp and make it nice and taut. So that's a few different types that you can use it for. If you have it long enough and you don't have a belt, you can wrap it around yourself. You can't really see this on camera, but wrap it around yourself like a belt. Use a toggle to the same fashion as this with the toggle. Just use that way you make yourself a belt if you need one, in case your belt breaks or don't have one, need one. Another option is you can have on your belt, if you have like a kuksa cup or just a regular cup and you want to tie it on your belt, you can use that. You can use a toggle and put it up in between your belt and have the toggle out. One thing that you do want to know about the toggles is that you do want them different lengths depending on what you're wanting to use them for. For instance, for your bush pot, you might want to have them a little bit longer. That way it goes over the length of this. If you have it too small, it's just going to flip back out and it won't hold your pot up. You'll want them a little bit longer than the width of this. That way it stays and it won't fall into your fire. But that's really all I have for the toggle. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. If you like other videos like this, consider subscribing. And until next time, y'all stay safe and enjoy the woods. Take care.